This screencast demonstrates how to retrieve a Citator report on both Westlaw and Lexis advanced platforms, and how to use a Citator report to advance your research. We will start on Westlaw and retrieve a case by citation. The Citator on Westlaw is called KeyCite. Content tabs across the top of the document, as you see here, court filings, negative treatment, history, citing references, and table of authorities make up the KeyCite report. We use these tools first to determine whether a case remains valid law, but also as a way to find other related and relevant sources. The first thing we see is the flag indicator next to the case name. This yellow flag tells us that there has been some negative treatment. There are no further details. That's up to the researcher to figure out. The negative treatment tab shows us negative treatment in the case's direct history and negative citing references. The exact meaning of that negative treatment is described in the treatment column of the table on this page. Also in the table is a depth of discussion indicator and the headnotes that these cases share with the case at hand, Tinker v. Des Moines. The History tab lists all the cases that make up the direct history of prior opinions in this case. On the right side is a very helpful graphical depiction of the history that shows visually the appellate chain of decisions. The Citing References tab is where you may really take advantage of a Citator tool to advance your research. If Tinker v. Des Moines is the starting off point for your research, the citing references here can help you expand that research to other cases, court documents, administrative law, and secondary sources that all cite to Tinker v. Des Moines. Navigate these document types in the menu on the left. For example, if I click through to secondary sources, I see additional options to filter to ALR annotations, law review articles, other journals, news, etc. This is an excellent way to go from one good case to finding secondary sources for background information on the broader topic of free speech and public education. When it comes to primary law, there are also very helpful filters available to start with one good case and citing documents in a specific jurisdiction. If I click Cases here, I now see a filter for jurisdiction. I can choose federal or state, but from here I will see all cases that cite to Tinker v. Des Moines in a particular jurisdiction. The last tab in the KeyCite report is the table of authorities. It lists all of the documents cited in the Tinker v. Des Moines opinion. Let's switch to Lexis Advanced to see how a Shepard's report can similarly expand your research from one good case. Again, I will retrieve the opinion in Tinker v. Des Moines by its citation. The citator from Lexis is called Shepard's, and we often hear that as a verb. To shepardize a source is to retrieve a citated report and validate law as good law. Right away I see that the Q indicator has been assigned to this case, meaning that it has been questioned by other subsequently decided cases. To learn more, I need to click Shepardize this document to view the entire Shepard's report. The 4 tabs on the left side help me navigate through the contents of the Shepard's report, starting with appellate history. Here I see the direct history of the cases, including prior opinions. The option to view the history in a graphical map is available on the right side. The Citing Decisions tab shows me all the subsequent opinions that cite to Tinker v. Des Moines. Take note here that the total numbers and the treatments assigned are different from those we saw in Westlaw. This shows you how different the content of the databases on each platform can be, and how two Citator systems can assign different meanings to their indicators. Consider running a Citator report on both platforms in your research if both are available to you. The grid feature in Shepard's Citing Decisions tab is also very helpful. Here you can see cases broken down by treatment and jurisdiction. Click on any color square to go directly to those specific cases. The Other Citing Sources tab is where you will find other primary and secondary sources that cite to Tinker v. Des Moines, and here's where you can expand your research from one good case to background information and related statutes or administrative materials. And finally, the Table of Authorities tab lists all of the sources cited in the opinion for Tinker v. Des Moines. These are the basics for navigating a Citator report to expand your research. When you have questions, ask your legal research professor or a librarian.